Welcome back to the channel, Modeling Maestro here. I'm continuing work on the Hobbyboss A-6A in 1/48 scale. In the last video, I completed most of the painting and the model has now received a gloss coat in preparation for decals. For this build, I'm using decals from AOA, titled Southeast Asia Intruders No. 2. The set spans multiple deployments between 1966 and 1973. This is a highly detailed sheet covering U.S. Navy A-6 intruders from the Vietnam War era. It includes markings for 17 different aircraft across 5 squadrons: VA-65 Tigers, VA-75 Sunday Punchers, VA-95 Green Lizards, VA-165 Boomers, and VA-196 Main Battery, all of which saw extensive combat service. The decals are printed by Cartograph, so the quality is excellent. Sharp detail, accurate color, and great registration. The set includes multiple sheets with major markings, national insignia, and stencils. The set also comes with extensive instructions including placement guides, aircraft notes, and reference information. Most importantly, these instructions outline the changes needed to turn the Hobbyboss kit into a true A6A. When applying decals, I start with the markings that are specific to the aircraft I'm building. Things like tail codes and identifying details. That way, if something goes wrong with the decals, I still have the option to switch to a different scheme early on. After that, I move on to the larger decals, such as the squadron markings on the tail. Finally, I apply the smaller stencils, which sometimes need to be layered over larger markings. Now, a quick note about gloss coats before decals. Some modelers prefer not to apply a gloss coat because they want to preserve a more natural surface and avoid building up extra layers of paint. Modern decals and setting solutions can work well even on satin or matte finishes, and skipping the gloss coat can save time and help keep details sharp. On the other hand, many modelers, myself included, prefer to apply a gloss coat first. A smooth surface helps decals adhere and allows us to move the decal around. Some of us believe that it reduces the chance of silvering caused by trapped air. It also creates a more reliable base for consistent results, especially with older or more delicate decals. In this case, I'm using a gloss coat not only for the decals, but also because the model will receive an oil wash later. It is important to note if you plan to use an oil wash, you'll still need to gloss coat over the decals as well. Otherwise, the wash can stain the decals. I'm an Amazon associate. That means if you use the Amazon links in my video descriptions to purchase kits, tools, or equipment featured on the channel, I will earn a small commission at no extra cost to you. It's a simple way to support this channel while picking up the items that you already need. Now it is time to add the oil wash in the panel lines and rivets found on the model. My preferred wash is a mixture of Winsor & Newton Artist oils thinned with terpenoid. I mix black and white to create a lighter gray color. A pure black wash against the light gray and white would look too unrealistic. I apply the wash with a soft brush. I find that the more terpenoid that is applied to oils, the faster the wash dries. However, the pigment will be weaker and more likely to lift out of the crevices and panel lines. You will know when the oil wash is dry when it takes on a flat appearance. If it is still glossy, it's still wet. Adding a wash to a scale model aircraft is a technique used to enhance depth and visual clarity by emphasizing surface detail. A wash is highly thinned paint that flows into recessed panel lines, rivets, and other fine features, helping those details stand out. As it settles into these areas, it creates shadows that replicate how light naturally behaves on a full-scale aircraft, giving the model a more defined and readable structure. Rather than acting as a weathering effect, a wash functions as a scale effect. At smaller scales, natural shadows are reduced or lost, which can make details appear less pronounced. By applying a controlled wash, those shadows are restored, increasing contrast and reinforcing the three-dimensional appearance of the model. The result is a more accurate and visually convincing finish, where panel lines and structural details are clearly defined through subtle shadowing. Once the wash is dried, I use Q-tips to gently remove the excess from the surfaces, leaving the remnants in the panel lines and other details. For this build, I chose markings from VA-65, the world-famous Fighting Tigers. Attack Squadron 65 was one of the Navy's early A-6 Intruder units and played a key role during the Vietnam War. After transitioning to the A-6A in 1965, the squadron became part of the Navy's all-weather attack force, capable of delivering heavy ordnance day or night and in poor weather. During the 1968-1969 deployment, VA-65 operated as part of Carrier Air Wing 11 aboard the USS Kitty Hawk, flying combat missions from Yankee Station in the Gulf of Tonkin. After the oil wash dried, I applied a clear flat coat. Next, I added the landing gear. The landing gear had been modified by scraping off the molded-on U-shaped rings that hold tie-downs. New ones will be constructed out of styrene rod and added later. Next, I removed the masks from the windscreen with an X-Acto blade, of course being careful to not scratch the clear plastic. I also removed the masks from the canopy. Well, that does it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoy this content, please leave a like, leave a comment, and subscribe, and we will see you in the next one. Bye.